Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for watching another episode of the Emanuel Show, and I appreciate you tuning in. Today's episode, I want to just jump straight into. I want to introduce to you guys a young lady who I had the pleasure of meeting quite some time ago, and I know that she's had this creative instinct of hers ever since she was an infant. I want to introduce to you all Megan LaCroix. How are you, Megan?
Oh, I'm doing well. I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. I want to just jump straight into this. Who is Megan? She's a creative girl from ever since I've had the opportunity of meeting her. Who is Megan to the world?
Megan to the world is an artist, a creative, force of nature who's here to inspire the world to just be better and do more. Yeah.
Now, when I say you've had your creative instincts ever since you were a kid, how were you different in growing up as a kid?
How I was different in growing up as a kid was I couldn't stop creating things. I couldn't stop putting my hands on things and turning it into something else, and just always using my imagination. I was very curious, and you couldn't stop me even when I was in classes or in schools. I would just be drawing and exploring my imagination and wanting to go out and do something.
Were your parents supportive of you in your childhood creativity?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think it's hard to be a parent and have a creative child because it's something that's not really understood by a lot of people. But I think my parents are definitely very, very supportive of me and what I do. It's just I'm a work in progress, so. Yeah.
Now, with that creativity, and I was somebody growing up that had the same creative spunk. Did you have any problems like I did growing up in high school or even just in grade school in general with bullies or people not understanding your creative instinct?
Absolutely, and I think it's kind of a universal truth that we all experience adversity in some way or another, but as a creative person, it was hard for people to reach me because we don't approach life creatively. So it was hard for people to understand me, but it was also hard for me to understand myself. Bullies was a whole thing, but it's something you have to get over when you want to progress.
When you were outside of the bullies, because I had the same issue and people not understanding me. One of the things that irritated me the most were some of my teachers. And them not understanding my creativity. Did you have the same issues with people who are supposed to be fostering your creativity not being able to support you?
Yeah. So in school, you're looking for mentors. You're looking for direction. You're looking for people to nurture you and to uplift you and to take your ideas and your personality and to find what's good for that. What's going to make you be the best you. And in school, like I said previously, people don't really understand creativity. We don't teach creativity. We treat it like it's this stigma, this strange, odd thing that's unfamiliar to everybody, but we're all creative. So I had a hard time, making friends or, being mentored by people because I felt like I stood out and I felt very isolated in my own mind and my own thoughts, but I always just believed that, someday I might be able to understand myself, and as you get older, maybe I'll just be able to mentor somebody, after me.
That is what's up.
Yeah.
Growing up and, even after we get out of high school and, you think you hit that precipice where I'm that person that's ready to dive into the world, you still need creativity and you're still trying to figure out yourself. So going off to college, did you have were your experiences different from when you were in grade school in terms of your creativity and being so expressive?
Kind of. So, creativity is innovation. So everybody kind of needs a creative outlet. People need to think creatively to get out of the box. And in college, I really thought that, especially because you're paying to go there, that you're paying people to really understand your vision and your passion and help you work with that. But in college, it really just felt more like some formal brainwashing where they teach you, you know, they give you all the facilities for all these things, but they give you assignments that tell you almost exactly what to do, and then you get judged on it, like down to, you know, color use or kerning or how far apart your letters are. It's just it's not really a safe space for open expression. It's more so like turning creativity into something that it's not. If that makes sense.
Yes, it makes perfect. That makes perfect sense.
Comfortable talking about things. That's the problem. If you're not educated in something, you're ignorant of it. So if we censor sex and things around sex, then nobody's gonna know about it, and it's always gonna be rape culture. It's always gonna be people trying to take advantage of people because they don't know something. So the reason we don't want women to be empowered and have self-esteem and self-confidence is because we don't want women to be like, fuck no and fuck you, I'm getting what I want and you don't get what you want. That's really what it is. And I know this.
You know, going forward. And to be honest, we've all had different sort of passions, and especially trying to incorporate that creativity and that passion that you have into your creativity. What is your current passion, and how are you moving that forward?
My current passion is always creativity and inspiration. I think that what drives me is seeing things just differently, up close, far away, different perspective, different perceptions on things. My passion, you know, people ask me all the time, what's your favorite thing to do? And I can't tell them one thing because I just love to do everything, and I think we limit ourselves and our abilities when we, you know, stick to one thing. You know, people change all the time. We change constantly. Like your body creates cells, you know, every second, every day. Like I'm producing something naturally in my body, so I feel that, you know, it's important never to limit yourself to one thing. But my passion will always be inspiring myself and the world to just do different things and think differently and be better and, you know, be positive and express yourself and feel your emotions.
What's next for you?
What's next? Anything. Well, I'm working on a couple books, a couple magazines. Arts and Capital magazine, which is all about different perspectives from the LGBTQIA+ community. More, you know, modeling to Culture Jam, the beauty standards that we accept in the world, and hopefully a magazine or a book on that. But honestly, just like trying to uplift other artists and help other people express themselves.
I want to know, what advice would you give to a young person out there who's trying to find an opening for creativity but have none, who really wants to be able to express himself or herself and feel like there is nothing there to help them out? What advice would you give them?
First of all, don't give up. Don't give up on yourself because you stand out and you're different. That's what makes you important. Your differences, your ideas, things that, you know, if you stand alone for what you think about, it's not because you're bad or because you're ugly or because you're not valuable. It's because you're different, and that is okay. The world needs to hear differences. My second piece of advice is to get a notebook and don't censor your writing. Just write, swear. Be as open and honest with yourself as possible in this notebook. Draw a picture and never give up, because honestly, people say they're bad at drawing or they're bad at painting. But it's not that you're bad at it. You have to just figure out your style and practice. Practice, practice, practice. It takes hard work to achieve anything you want to do. And it takes creativity to stand out in what you do. And if you can recognize yourself as different from the start, then you have an advantage there. There's value there.
I want to thank you all for watching another episode of the Emanuel Show. I appreciate it. And I want you guys to go online, check out Megan's interview. We're going to have so much more with her. She's definitely not done with the Emanuel Show. I thank you all. That's the end of our time. God bless and have a good day. I want to thank you all for watching another episode of the Emanuel Show. Here's a sneak peek of what's coming next week.
What I do behind closed doors, what I struggle with within myself.
See this episode and many more like it, I ask you guys to watch and log on to www.theemanuelshow.com. We also ask you guys to follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, tweet us, and become a subscriber to our YouTube channel. I thank you all again for watching. Follow us on all of our social media. Like and comment on everything. We want to know your output. We want to know your feedback. Thanks again.